Once you've completed your TESOL training and certification, which stands for Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, and you're ready to find a job, your next step is to secure employment. The majority of jobs in Vietnam are either at English centers or at public schools. In this video, I'm going to share some information about public schools, including the typical salary range, working hours, the types of students that you'll be teaching, as well as some of the pros and possible cons of teaching English at public schools. If you're new around here, I'm Alex Stevenson, the founder and director of Ninja Teacher Academy here in Vietnam, where we run a program that trains, certifies, and finds teaching English jobs for individuals who want to get started teaching English in Vietnam. As you might guess, public schools are the Vietnamese government-run schools that children and teens attend throughout the academic school year. As a foreign English teacher in public schools, your main role will be to teach communicative English in classes that are over and above the usual academic studies throughout the year. Class sizes are most often bigger than at English centers, depending on the campus, 25 to 40 students maybe, and this can be considered a downside for many teachers. However, you do get used to it after some time and when you learn classroom management techniques to deal with bigger class sizes. On top of this, facilities and equipment may not be as modern as they are at some of the English centers. At public schools, you'll teach during the week with classes spread throughout the day, usually from 7 a.m. until 4 p.m. And in some cases, you may be required to teach on Saturday mornings. You'll usually teach about 15 to 25 hours per week. And one of the benefits of public schools over English centers is that typically you don't have to do as much lesson planning for these lessons over and above those hours because there is less content to get through in every lesson. Another benefit is that if you like to work during the week, during weekdays, and have your weekends off, public schools are one of the few jobs that allow for this versus English centers that require you to usually come in after hours, after school hours, so in the afternoons, evenings during the week, and on weekends. You'll usually earn between $1,200 and $1,800 US per month teaching at public schools, and how much you earn depends on your qualifications and experience and how well the interview goes. So if you're a first-time teacher, having an in-classroom TESOL certification goes a long way towards getting the job and getting a higher pay because the school or company can see that you have more experience under your belt versus any kind of online certification. While the salary may sound low, bear in mind that a local Vietnamese recent graduate or someone moving into a new career often has a starting salary of as low as $250 US per month. So when you look at it like that, the salary you're getting paid is very good for Vietnam. The cost of living is very low here. You can easily live a great lifestyle on less than $800 US per month, and that's with your own apartment, eating out a lot, socializing and going out, and over and above that, you will have disposable income to travel or save. So overall, the salary is quite good considering all those factors. If you'd like to learn more about salary, living expenses, and startup costs to get started teaching in Vietnam, you can download our free guide up here, which will give you more information on those topics. The two main ways to get a job at a public school are directly through the school or through a public school company, sometimes referred to as an agency. Now, the former is a lot more rare and is usually through some kind of connection or referral, or sometimes small independent recruiters for that school. Much more common are public school companies that are contracted by the government to send foreign English teachers into public schools. And these companies will hire you directly and they will pay you your salary, and then they will send you to usually multiple different public schools but they typically will arrange to have you sent to public schools that aren't too far from each other so that you can find housing nearby and be able to reach them without commuting too much. The benefits of going through one of these companies is they will typically assist you with getting a work permit so that you can teach legally in Vietnam, and they'll often sponsor this, which means they'll pay for it, and they'll usually have an HR department which speaks English very well. You know, the staff will be able to support you and help you out with any issues you have. So going through one of these companies definitely has some benefits, and they may offer other bonuses and benefits. If you've already completed your TESOL or TEFL certification, a good way to find one of these jobs is to go into different Facebook groups. You can search teaching English jobs in Vietnam, and a number of different groups will pop up that you can join. And you can even join our Ninja Teacher Jobs group, which has postings from a number of different companies, including some of these public school companies. Or if you haven't yet completed a TESOL certification and training, or you'd like to get a refresher, you can consider coming through Ninja Teacher, where we run a 4-week in-class TESOL course, and we assist you with finding employment after the course. The school year starts in August, and that's typically when these companies are going to hire you. So between June and early August is the best time to apply for these jobs. And if you're coming out to Vietnam and you want to find one of these jobs, that time is good. And there are a lot of jobs in the markets. Lots of these companies are hiring. And for example, we had a school presentation where one of these companies came in and they told me that they're hiring up to 100 teachers over and above teachers that are staying on from previous years for this next school year. So there are a lot of jobs available, and it's a good way to go if it is around this time of year that you want to start teaching in Vietnam. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and we'll try to answer them. And if you want more videos about teaching English and life in Vietnam, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you soon.